And hello everybody, it's Emil here from Island Vape UK. Got something I really want to get out there, and I want, with a lot of help from you guys, is to do something I think really needs to happen. What it's regarding is what the first kind of thing that came in that really started making my head think it's not right, was all this kind of bad press to start with, and all the bad news to do with vaping in the States. Now, kind of over there's a few states, I think it might be 4 or 5 states now, that have basically put a ban or a certain amount of time on a ban for vaping. Since then, you've had Israel kind of copy and India copy it as well. And it's down to, it's a bad thing because there's been some deaths. And as the press have been portraying it, is through vaping, which in a sense it is, but it's the substances that are actually used in the vaping that's caused the deaths. Now, from the research I've done, 14 out of 15 that they actually found cyanide within the juices. And obviously even the other ones, it was illegal THC carts. Now, big companies over there that have been selling thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of these THC and CBD carts. And you get big distillation machines, big CO2 extraction machines, and in the professional kind of establishments where they're doing everything right, making sure health and safety and everything's followed, and there's no inferior products being used. The machines pump it in, and you'll get a little air bubble. Believe it's at the bottom. If someone's doing it at home, better mix this. Don't want it to segregate. Don't want it to crystallise. What substance can I use to make it actually blend together? And they're syringing it in. You'll find a little bubble at the opposite side. Now, everyone's not going to know this information. Then they go into China, they're getting the exact packaging that looks like the professional guys, and it's getting out there, which is a problem. But it happens with alcohol, it happens with pharmaceutical products, it happens with everything. People copy things and want to save money, and they're doing things that are wrong. Now, these cases of these deaths, rather than these tabloids headlining and really scaring people, it shouldn't be happening. And the way I look at it, what's happened in Singapore recently, with the fact that they've actually put a stop to this, in a sense, that if there's any untrue stories, tabloids, whatever you want to call them, being put out there, and it's found to be untrue, you can face 10 years in prison. So that's going to be a bit of a deterrent for, let's just stick something on, people are going to want to see it. And a lot of people don't do the due diligence, they don't do their research, they take things, they judge the book by the cover straight off. They see one tabloid, don't even read the next bit. Oh, look at that. But the real bad point about this is, this country's got a lot of intelligent people involved. People travel from all around the world to go to Oxford, Cambridge, and a lot of other universities as well. We've got one of the biggest brands in the world, the NHS, which has got a bit of bad press at the minute because of underfunding in certain areas and things being really kind of squeezed out of them, and there's been a lot of bad mistakes happening. But especially with what Brexit's coming up and people not quite sure what's going on, we need the confidence with what we've got within the country. Now, if all our professors, scientists, doctors within all the universities, and people that have been segregated to say, can you do your research on this particular matter within the NHS and all the universities, have all said and used their brains, used their intelligence, used their due diligence, done their research, and have said how much safer it is. How are our local papers even still putting in, this is happening like this, because they're following a trend? If vaping is saving so many lives, it's helped my life, and I've seen so many other people's lives it's helped. If it is doing this, surely we're making deaths happen after. How can we do something? How can we stand up and say something? You've got Prince Harry at the minute, he's going against the press. It's a terrible thing that happened with Diana so many years ago. And the fact that his new wife is going through it as well, and he can see it's unfair. So Prince of our country is saying it. Now, with this happening right now, it's got to be the perfect time for us all to stand together and really try and get our voice heard. Our country goes to wars with other countries, has cold wars with other countries for so many different reasons. Some people say it's for that, some people say it for that. But what we're told, whether we believe it or not, and which we'd all hope to be the truth, is the fact that we go to wars to save lives. And we all know smoking has caused so many deaths through the years. Even though I was a smoker myself, I still knew what it was doing. The amount of related diseases and problems you get through smoking is horrific. We all know vaping has helped that. It's helped it so much. Now the bad press isn't doing it any good. The fact that there's so many people that are going to be losing their lives in the States, Israel's copied. India's, even though the part of the government in India is 24%, 24.7% of it's owned by a tobacco company, they're actually putting people, if they find them on the streets vaping, into jail. How does this make sense? But how do we do something about it? How do we save the lives that are going to be ruined in America, well, in certain states, Israel, India? How do we make these changes? Surely our powers to be. Can't we say, look at our doctors' research, look at our professors, look at our scientists' research. Can you show me what you've got? What research have you got? If it's going to save lives, come on, let's sort something out. If your research is saying that it's bad, prove us wrong. But the confidence within this country needs to be stronger, especially with Brexit coming up. The world can be a cruel place, and I know we all know, we're going against someone that big, we're never going to win. If we all think that, the world's just going to get worse and worse. That's not what's needed. It's not at all. We need to stand together, strong, united, peaceful. Get our word out there. I don't want my children to go through it. I don't want anyone to. I want this world to be a healthier place. There's always going to be problems out there, but this is an old problem. We have got a cure. We've got a cure that's going to help a big percentage of people anyway. Money can change a lot of things, and it does. But together, united, words within us, we can do a difference. I propose some type of protest. I propose doing some signed declarations, some signed petitions even, and get it out there. I want to share this with some of the other kind of key people within the vaping industry. Obviously, I believe, and I'm strongly, I'm sure they're going to want to be a part of this as well. But we need to start using our heads all together. We need to come up with something. Because before we know it, the powers that are, something will happen. It will spread. Even if it doesn't make sense, it still will spread. These big powers above can change things. But with all of us united, we definitely can change it. We need to get the word out there. Do your research. Find out what these deaths are about. Find out how many lives it saved. Do our research. Let's find out. But let's get the word out there. Press shouldn't be able to put out stuff. Yeah, we live in a free world. We live in a democratic world. Freedom of speech, definitely. But not when it does something that can harm people. Not when the words that are spread through the tabloids can stop people's lives or destroy people's lives just because there's money in the background somewhere. Guys, I'm confident. I know we can do something. We all need to stick together though. Do our research. Bit of research from here, bit of understanding here. put it all together, petitions, protests, the word will be heard. We're alright here in the UK at the minute. We get a bit of bad press, we've had it for a long time though, but it definitely needs to stop. But we're alright here. Our NHS, our universities, all backing it. Our shops still can sell and we're still happy, we still stop saving people's lives. But it doesn't mean that we have to forget that the fact that the people across the waters aren't. They've lost their jobs, their families are going through bad times because they haven't got work. And the fact that how many people are going to be following the bigger crowds and going, oh look, it's killed people. Not even asking how. Not asking what substances were in it. Not asking where the news came from in the first place. But with us all standing together, we can help the people across the waters. It's not always about us here. As I said, we go to wars to save other countries. We go to have cold wars to save other countries. All about saving lives. Isn't this about saving lives? Isn't this about one of the biggest disasters of killing lives that the world's probably ever seen? Think about it, guys. I know you can be with us. Peace out.